100 Civics Questions 1 Easy Answers. 2008 version Civics Test. Part 1 to 1-15, U.S. Citizenship.
Anne and Mark are seated at their dining table, with a cup of coffee in hand and a stack of Civics flashcards on the table. Mark is preparing for his upcoming U.S. naturalization test, and Anne is helping him practice by going through the questions.
All right, Mark, let's go through the first 15 questions from the civics test. I'll read each question, give you 3 answer choices, and you choose the one you think is correct. After you answer, I'll explain why it's correct.
Sounds good. Let's do this.
Question 1. Name one American Indian tribe in the United States. A. Cherokee. B. Crow. C. Navajo.
I think the answer is B. Crow.
That's correct. The Crow, also known as the Apsaluk, are a Native American tribe primarily located in Montana. They have a rich history, known for their skilled horse riding, warrior culture, and alliances with the U.S. government in the 19th century. The Crow Reservation today is one of the largest in the country. Question 2. How many U.S. senators are there? A. 50. B. 435. C. 100.
I think the answer is C. 100.
That's right. The U.S. Senate has 100 members, 2 from each state. This equal representation ensures that every state, regardless of population size, has a voice in the legislative process. Question 3. What is freedom of religion? A. You can practice any religion or not practice a religion. B. You must follow the state religion. C. Only certain religions are allowed in the U.S.
I think the answer is A. You can practice any religion or not practice a religion.
Exactly. The First Amendment guarantees freedom of religion, meaning the government cannot establish a national religion or restrict people from practicing their faith or choosing not to practice any religion at all. Question 4. We elect a president for how many years? A. 4 years. B. 6 years. C. 2 years.
I think the answer is A. 4 years.
Correct. A U.S. president serves a 4-year term and can be re-elected for 1 additional term, making a maximum of 8 years in office. Question 5. What was one important thing that Abraham Lincoln did? A. Freed the slaves. B. Signed the Constitution. C. Led the American Revolution.
I think the answer is A. Freed the slaves.
That's right. Abraham Lincoln, the 16th president, issued the Emancipation Proclamation in 1863, which declared that enslaved people in Confederate states were free. This was a crucial step toward ending slavery in the U.S., which was later abolished by the 13th Amendment. Question 6. How old do citizens have to be to vote for president? A. 16 and older. B. 18 and older. C. 21 and older.
I think the answer is B. 18 and older.
Correct. The 26th Amendment lowered the voting age to 18. Before that, some states required voters to be 21. The change was influenced by the Vietnam War, where young soldiers argued that if they were old enough to fight, they should be old enough to vote. Question 7. What are two rights of everyone living in the United States? A. Freedom of speech, freedom of religion. B. Right to own property, right to free healthcare. C. Right to bear arms, right to vote.
I think the answer is A. Freedom of speech, freedom of religion.
Exactly. The First Amendment protects both of these rights. Freedom of speech allows people to express their opinions without fear of government punishment, while freedom of religion ensures that people can follow any faith or none at all. Question 8. There are 4 amendments to the U.S. Constitution about who can vote. Describe one of them. A. Any citizen can vote. B. Only landowners can vote. C. Only men can vote.
I think the answer is A. Any citizen can vote.
That's correct. Over time, amendments have expanded voting rights to different groups, including former slaves, 15th Amendment, women, 19th Amendment, and citizens 18 years or older, 26th Amendment. Today, any U.S. citizen can vote regardless of race, gender, or wealth. Question 9. What stops one branch of government from becoming too powerful? A. Checks and balances. B. The President. C. Congress.
I think the answer is A. Checks and balances.
Right. The U.S. government is divided into 3 branches: legislative, executive, and judicial, each with the power to check the others. This system prevents any one branch from gaining too much control. Question 10. Who was president during the Great Depression and World War II? A. Franklin Roosevelt. B. Herbert Hoover. C. Harry Truman.
I think the answer is A. Franklin Roosevelt.
Correct. Franklin D. Roosevelt served as president from 1933 to 1945. He introduced the New Deal to help the country recover from the Great Depression and led the U.S. through most of World War II. Question 11. Who wrote the Declaration of Independence? A. Thomas Jefferson. B. George Washington. C. Benjamin Franklin.
I think the answer is A. Thomas Jefferson.
That's right. Thomas Jefferson was the primary author of the Declaration of Independence, which was adopted on July 4, 1776, declaring the American colonies freedom from British rule. Question 12. What does the President's Cabinet do? A. Advises the President. B. Makes laws. C. Commands the military.
I think the answer is A. Advises the President.
Exactly. The Cabinet consists of the heads of executive departments like the Secretary of State and Secretary of Defense, who provide guidance on important national issues. Question 13. The Federalist Papers supported the passage of the U.S. Constitution. Name one of the writers. A. John Jay. B. Andrew Jackson. C. Abraham Lincoln.
I think the answer is A. John Jay.
Correct. John Jay, along with Alexander Hamilton and James Madison, wrote the Federalist Papers to promote the ratification of the U.S. Constitution. Question 14. What is the political party of the president now? A. Democratic. B. Republican. C. Independent.
I think the answer is B. Republican.
That's right. The president belongs to the Republican Party, which supports conservative policies such as lower taxes and limited government intervention. Question 15. Why did the colonists fight the British? A. Because of high taxes. B. Because they wanted a king. C. Because they liked British rule.
I think the answer is A. Because of high taxes.
Exactly. The colonists were frustrated with taxation without representation, meaning they were taxed by the British government but had no say in its decisions. This led to the American Revolution. Great job, Mark. You're really getting the hang of this.
Thanks, Anne. Let's do another set tomorrow.
100 Civics Questions 1 Easy Answers. 2008 version Civics Test. Part 2 16-30, U.S. Citizenship.
Anne and Mark are back at their dining table, continuing their preparation for Mark's U.S. naturalization test. Mark looks more confident after their first practice session. A fresh cup of coffee sits in front of Anne, and Mark flips through the flashcards.
All right, Mark, let's keep going. We did great with the first 15 questions, so now we'll tackle the next set. I'll read each question, give you 3 answer choices, and you pick the one you think is correct. Then I'll explain why it's the right answer.
Sounds good. I'm ready.
Question 16. Why do some states have more representatives than others? A. Because they have more land. B. Because they have more people. C. Because they were the first states.
I think the answer is B. Because they have more people.
That's right. The number of representatives each state has in the House of Representatives is based on its population. States with larger populations, like California and Texas, have more representatives than smaller states, like Wyoming or Vermont. Question 17. When was the Constitution written? A. 1776. B. 1787. C. 1800.
I think the answer is B. 1787.
Correct. The U.S. Constitution was written in 1787 during the Constitutional Convention in Philadelphia. It was later ratified by the states and remains the foundation of the U.S. government today. Question 18. Name one of the 2 longest rivers in the United States. A. The Mississippi River. B. The Colorado River. C. The Hudson River.
I think the answer is A. The Mississippi River.
That's right. The Mississippi River is one of the longest rivers in the U.S., stretching over 2,300 miles. The Missouri River is the other longest river, slightly longer than the Mississippi. These rivers have played a crucial role in American history, trade, and transportation. Question 19. What do we show loyalty to when we say the Pledge of Allegiance? A. The military. B. The President. C. The United States.
I think the answer is C. The United States.
Correct. When Americans recite the Pledge of Allegiance, they are pledging loyalty to the U.S. and its values, including freedom and democracy. The pledge is often recited in schools and public events. Question 20. What are two rights in the Declaration of Independence? A. Life and liberty. B. Property and voting. C. Freedom of speech and religion.
I think the answer is A. Life and liberty.
Exactly. The Declaration of Independence states that all people have unalienable rights, including life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. These principles became the foundation of American democracy. Question 21. Who signs bills to become laws? A. The President. B. The Supreme Court. C. The Speaker of the House.
I think the answer is A. The President.
That's right. Once Congress passes a bill, the President must sign it into law. If the President vetoes it, Congress can override the veto with a 2/3 majority vote. Question 22. What major event happened on September 11, 2001 in the United States? A. A stock market crash. B. Terrorists attacked the United States. C. A major hurricane struck the East Coast.
I think the answer is B. Terrorists attacked the United States.
Correct. On September 11, 2001, terrorists hijacked 4 planes, crashing 2 into the Twin Towers in New York City, 1 into the Pentagon, and another in Pennsylvania. Nearly 3,000 people died, leading to significant changes in U.S. security policies. Question 23. Who is one of your state's U.S. senators now? A. Answers depend on where you live. B. The Vice President. C. The Speaker of the House.
I think the answer is A. Answers depend on where you live.
That's right. Each state elects 2 senators, and their names vary depending on your state. It's important to know your senators when taking the test. Question 24. What movement tried to end racial discrimination? A. The Civil Rights Movement. B. The American Revolution. C. The Progressive Movement.
I think the answer is A. The Civil Rights Movement.
Exactly. The Civil Rights Movement, led by figures like Martin Luther King Jr., fought for equal rights for African Americans and other minorities. The movement led to the Civil Rights Act of 1964, which outlawed racial discrimination. Question 25. Who is the governor of your state now? A. Answers depend on where you live. B. The Chief Justice. C. The Secretary of State.
I think the answer is A. Answers depend on where you live.
That's right. Governors are elected by each state, and their names vary depending on where you live. The governor serves as the head of the state's executive branch. Question 26. What is one right or freedom from the First Amendment? A. Speech. B. Trial by jury. C. Bear arms.
I think the answer is A. Speech.
Correct. The First Amendment protects many rights, including freedom of speech, religion, press, assembly, and petition. It ensures people can express their opinions without government interference. Question 27. Name one war fought by the United States in the 1800s. A. The Civil War. B. World War I. C. The Korean War.
I think the answer is A. The Civil War.
That's right. The Civil War, 1861 to 1865, was fought between the North, Union, and the South, Confederacy, over slavery and states' rights. It resulted in the abolition of slavery and a stronger federal government. Question 28. What is the name of the President of the United States now? A. Donald Trump. B. Joe Biden. C. Barack Obama.
I think the answer is A. Donald Trump.
Correct. At the time of this test preparation, Donald Trump is the president. The president serves as the leader of the executive branch and commander-in-chief of the military. Question 29. During the Cold War, what was the main concern of the United States? A. Communism. B. Immigration. C. Environmental issues.
I think the answer is A. Communism.
That's right. The Cold War, 1947 to 1991, was a conflict between the U.S. and the Soviet Union, with the U.S. trying to stop the spread of communism worldwide. Question 30. What is the capital of the United States? A. New York City. B. Washington, D.C. C. Philadelphia.
I think the answer is B. Washington, D.C.
Correct. Washington, D.C. has been the U.S. capital since 1800. It is home to the White House, Congress, and the Supreme Court. Great job again, Mark. You're making great progress.
Thanks, Anne. I'm really starting to feel ready for this test. Let's keep going soon.
Civics Questions 1 Easy Answers. 2008 version Civics Test. Part 331-45, U.S. Citizenship.
Anne and Mark are once again at the dining table, ready for another study session. Mark has a notebook open this time, jotting down notes as they go through the questions. His confidence is growing, but he knows there's still more to cover before his citizenship test.
All right, Mark, time for round 3. You've been doing great so far. Let's keep the momentum going with the next 15 questions. As usual, I'll give you a question, 3 answer choices, and you pick the one you think is correct. Then I'll explain why it's the right answer.
Sounds good. I feel like I'm getting the hang of this. Let's go.
Question 31. When was the Declaration of Independence adopted? A. July 4th, 1776. B. September 17th, 1787. C. December 25th, 1776.
I think the answer is A. July 4th, 1776.
That's correct. The Declaration of Independence was adopted on July 4th, 1776, marking the American colonies' formal separation from Great Britain. That's why we celebrate Independence Day every year on July 4th. Question 32. What is the capital of your state? A. Los Angeles. B. Answers depend on where you live. C. New York City.
I think the answer is B. Answers depend on where you live.
Right. Each state has its own capital, so the correct answer depends on where you live. For example, if you live in California, the capital is Sacramento. If you live in Texas, it's Austin. You'll need to know your state capital for the test. Question 33. Name the U.S. war between the North and the South. A. The Civil War. B. The American Revolution. C. World War I.
I think the answer is A. The Civil War.
Correct. The Civil War, 1861 to 1865, was fought between the Northern States, Union, and the Southern States, Confederacy, over issues like slavery and states' rights. The Union won, leading to the abolition of slavery. Question 34. Who makes federal laws? A. The President. B. Congress. C. The Supreme Court.
I think the answer is B. Congress.
That's right. Congress, which includes the Senate and the House of Representatives, is responsible for making federal laws. The President can sign or veto these laws, but only Congress can create them. Question 35. What did Martin Luther King Jr. do? A. Fought for civil rights. B. Discovered America. C. Wrote the Constitution.
I think the answer is A. Fought for civil rights.
Correct. Martin Luther King Jr. was a leader in the civil rights movement. He is best known for his role in fighting racial segregation and for his "I Have a Dream" speech, which called for racial equality. Question 36. Who is the father of our country? A. Abraham Lincoln. B. George Washington. C. Thomas Jefferson.
I think the answer is B. George Washington.
That's right. George Washington was the first U.S. president and a key leader in the American Revolution. Because of his leadership in founding the country, he is often called the father of our country. Question 37. Where is the Statue of Liberty? A. New York Harbor. B. Washington, D.C. C. Philadelphia.
I think the answer is New York Harbor.
Correct. The Statue of Liberty is located on Liberty Island in New York Harbor. It was a gift from France in 1886 and is a symbol of freedom and democracy. Question 38. If both the president and the vice president can no longer serve, who becomes president? A. The Secretary of State. B. The Speaker of the House. C. The Chief Justice.
I think the answer is B. The Speaker of the House.
That's right. If both the president and vice president can't serve, the Speaker of the House is next in the line of succession. This ensures continuity of government leadership. Question 39. Name one branch or part of the government. A. The President. B. The Constitution. C. The military.
I think the answer is A. The President.
Correct. The President is part of the executive branch. The U.S. government has three branches: executive, led by the President; legislative, Congress; and judicial, Supreme Court. These branches balance each other's power. Question 40. What is one responsibility that is only for United States citizens? A. Pay taxes. B. To vote in a federal election. C. Serve in the military.
I think the answer is B. To vote in a federal election.
Exactly. Only U.S. citizens can vote in federal elections, like those for president and Congress. Voting is an important civic duty in a democracy. Question 41. What are the two parts of the U.S. Congress? A. The Senate and House of Representatives. B. The President and Vice President. C. The Supreme Court and the Cabinet.
I think the answer is A. The Senate and House of Representatives.
Correct. Congress is made up of two parts, the Senate, where each state gets 2 senators, and the House of Representatives, where representation is based on state population. Question 42. Name one right only for United States citizens. A. To vote in a federal election. B. Freedom of speech. C. Freedom of religion.
I think the answer is A. To vote in a federal election.
That's right. While freedom of speech and religion apply to everyone in the U.S., only citizens can vote in federal elections. Question 43. What did the Declaration of Independence do? A. Announced our independence from Great Britain. B. Freed the slaves. C. Created the U.S. Constitution.
I think the answer is A. Announced our independence from Great Britain.
Correct. The Declaration of Independence, adopted on July 4, 1776, declared that the American colonies were no longer under British rule. Question 44. What is one reason colonists came to America? A. Freedom. B. To escape from paying taxes. C. To become British citizens.
I think the answer is A. Freedom.
Exactly. Many colonists came to America seeking religious freedom, economic opportunities, or an escape from oppression in Europe. Question 45. Who does a U.S. Senator represent? A. The people of their state. B. Only the rich. C. Only the president.
I think the answer is A. All people of the state.
That's correct. U.S. senators represent all the people of their state, regardless of political party or economic status. Fantastic job, Mark. You're really getting the hang of this.
Thanks, Anne. I feel like I'm learning so much. Let's keep going soon.
100 Civics Questions 1 Easy Answers. 2008 version Civics Test. Part 446-60, U.S. Citizenship.
Anne and Mark are back in their usual study spot at the dining table. This time, Mark has a small American flag beside him, a gift from a friend who recently became a U.S. citizen. He twirls a pen between his fingers, eager to keep practicing.
All right, Mark, you've been doing great. Let's keep going with the next set of questions. Same process as before. I'll read the question and the 3 answer choices. You pick the right one, and I'll explain why.
Sounds good. I feel like I know a lot more about U.S. history and government now.
That's the goal, all right. Let's jump in. Question 46. There were 13 original states. Name 3. A. New York, New Jersey, New Hampshire. B. Texas, California, Florida. C. Ohio, Michigan, Kentucky.
I think the answer is A. New York, New Jersey, New Hampshire.
That's right. The original 13 states were the first colonies to break away from British rule. They formed the foundation of the United States. Other original states include Virginia, Massachusetts, and Pennsylvania. Question 47. Why does the flag have 13 stripes? A. Because there were 13 original colonies. B. Because there are 13 Supreme Court justices. C. Because the flag is changed every 13 years.
I think the answer is A. Because there were 13 original colonies.
Correct. The flag's 13 stripes represent the 13 original colonies, while the 50 stars represent the 50 states. This design honors the country's history and growth. Question 48. What are 2 cabinet-level positions? A. Attorney General, Vice President. B. Chief Justice, Secretary of State. C. Speaker of the House, Secretary of Education.
I think the answer is A. Attorney General, Vice President.
That's right. The President's cabinet includes leaders of executive departments, such as the Attorney General, who leads the Department of Justice, and the Vice President. Other cabinet positions include the Secretary of Defense and Secretary of State. Question 49. What does the Constitution do? A. Sets up the government. B. Declares war. C. Grants independence.
I think the answer is A. Sets up the government.
Correct. The Constitution is the supreme law of the United States. It establishes the structure of the government, including the 3 branches, executive, legislative, and judicial, and outlines the rights of citizens. Question 50. How many justices are on the Supreme Court? A. 7. B. 9. C. 11.
I think the answer is B. 9.
That's right. The Supreme Court has 9 justices, including the Chief Justice. They serve lifetime appointments and interpret the Constitution to ensure laws are applied fairly. Question 51. What ocean is on the west coast of the United States? A. The Atlantic Ocean. B. The Pacific Ocean. C. The Indian Ocean.
I think the answer is B. The Pacific Ocean.
Correct. The Pacific Ocean is the largest ocean in the world and borders the western U.S. states, including California, Oregon, and Washington. Question 52. We elect a U.S. representative for how many years? A. 4 years. B. 6 years. C. 2 years.
I think the answer is C. 2 years.
That's right. Members of the House of Representatives serve 2-year terms. This short term ensures they remain closely connected to the people they represent. Question 53. The House of Representatives has how many voting members? A. 100. B. 435. C. 50.
I think the answer is B. 435.
Correct. The House has 435 voting members, with the number of representatives per state based on population. States with larger populations, like California, have more representatives than smaller states, like Wyoming. Question 54. When must all men register for the Selective Service? A. At age 18. B. At age 21. C. Only during wartime.
I think the answer is A. At age 18.
That's right. All men between the ages of 18 and 25 must register for the Selective Service. While there is no active draft, registration ensures the U.S. could quickly call up soldiers in a national emergency. Question 55. What are the two major political parties in the United States? A. Democratic and Republican. B. Federalist and Whig. C. Libertarian and Green.
I think the answer is A. Democratic and Republican.
Correct. The Democratic and Republican parties are the two dominant political parties in the U.S. They have shaped American politics for over 150 years. Question 56. Who is in charge of the executive branch? A. The Chief Justice. B. The President. C. Congress.
I think the answer is B. The President.
That's right. The President leads the executive branch, which enforces laws, directs foreign policy, and serves as Commander-in-Chief of the military. Question 57. Who is the Chief Justice of the United States now? A. John Roberts. B. Clarence Thomas. C. Sonia Sotomayor.
I think the answer is A. John Roberts.
Correct. John Roberts has been the Chief Justice since 2005. He leads the Supreme Court and plays a key role in major legal decisions. Question 58. Name one state that borders Canada. A. New York. B. Texas. C. Florida.
I think the answer is A. New York.
That's right. New York is one of 13 U.S. states that share a border with Canada. Others include Michigan, Montana, and Washington. Question 59. Who was the first president? A. George Washington. B. Thomas Jefferson. C. John Adams.
I think the answer is A. George Washington.
Correct. George Washington was the first U.S. president, serving from 1789 to 1797. He set many important precedents, including the two-term limit. Question 60. What happened at the Constitutional Convention? A. The Constitution was written. B. The Civil War began. C. The colonies declared independence.
I think the answer is A. The Constitution was written.
That's right. In 1787, delegates met in Philadelphia to create the U.S. Constitution, replacing the weaker Articles of Confederation. This new document established the framework for the U.S. government. Mark, you are on fire. You're really mastering this material.
Thanks, Anne. This is actually pretty fun. I feel more prepared every day.
That's the spirit. We'll pick this up again tomorrow.
100 Civics Questions 1 Easy Answers. 2008 version Civics Test. Part 5 to 61-75, U.S. Citizenship.
Anne and Mark are back at the dining table, now in their 5th study session. The stack of flashcards is noticeably smaller, and Mark looks more confident than ever. He takes a sip of his coffee, ready to continue.
All right, Mark, we're making great progress. We're already on the next set of questions. Same routine. I'll read the question and answer choices. You pick the correct one, and then I'll explain it.
Sounds like a plan. Let's keep going.
Question 61. Name one U.S. territory. A. Puerto Rico. B. Hawaii. C. Alaska.
I think the answer is A. Puerto Rico.
That's right. Puerto Rico is a U.S. territory, meaning it is under U.S. jurisdiction but is not a state. Other territories include Guam, the U.S. Virgin Islands, American Samoa, and the Northern Mariana Islands. Question 62. Who did the United States fight in World War II? A. Japan, Italy, and Germany. B. France, Spain, and Russia. C. China, Korea, and Vietnam.
I think the answer is A. Japan, Italy, and Germany.
Correct. The U.S. joined World War II after Japan attacked Pearl Harbor in 1941. The U.S. fought against the Axis powers, Japan, Italy, and Germany, until their defeat in 1945. Question 63. Name one problem that led to the Civil War. A. Slavery. B. The Great Depression. C. Immigration.
I think the answer is A. Slavery.
That's right. Slavery was the main issue dividing the North and the South. The Southern states wanted to keep slavery, while the North wanted to end it. This conflict led to the Civil War from 1861 to 1865. Question 64. What is the rule of law? A. Everyone must follow the law. B. Only the president follows the law. C. Laws apply only to judges.
I think the answer is A. Everyone must follow the law.
Correct. The rule of law means that no one is above the law, not even the president or Congress. It ensures fairness and order in society. Question 65. Before he was president, Eisenhower was a general. What war was he in? A. World War I. B. World War II. C. The Korean War.
I think the answer is B. World War II.
That's right. Dwight D. Eisenhower was a general during World War II and led the Allied forces in the D-Day invasion. He later became the 34th President of the United States. Question 66. We elect a U.S. Senator for how many years? A. 4 years. B. 6 years. C. 2 years.
I think the answer is B. 6 years.
Correct. U.S. senators serve 6-year terms, allowing them to focus on long-term policies and represent their states more effectively. Question 67. How many amendments does the Constitution have? A. 10. B. 27. C. 50.
I think the answer is B. 27.
That's right. The Constitution has been amended 27 times. The first 10 amendments are called the Bill of Rights, which protect individual freedoms. Question 68. In what month do we vote for president? A. January. B. July, C. November.
I think the answer is C. November.
Correct. Presidential elections are held in November, but the newly elected president takes office in January of the following year. Question 69. What is the name of the national anthem? A. America the Beautiful. B. The Star-Spangled Banner. C. God Bless America.
I think the answer is B. The Star-Spangled Banner.
That's right. The lyrics were written by Francis Scott Key during the War of 1812, and it officially became the U.S. national anthem in 1931. Question 70. What is the highest court in the United States? A. The Supreme Court. B. The Court of Appeals. C. The District Court.
I think the answer is A. The Supreme Court.
Correct. The Supreme Court is the highest court in the U.S. It has the final say on constitutional matters and major legal cases. Question 71. Who lived in America before the Europeans arrived? A. Native Americans. B. British settlers. C. Spanish explorers.
I think the answer is A. Native Americans.
That's right. Native American tribes lived in North America for thousands of years before European explorers arrived in the late 15th century. Question 72. What is one promise you make when you become a United States citizen? A. To be loyal to the United States. B. To never pay taxes. C. To vote in every election.
I think the answer is A. To be loyal to the United States.
Correct. When becoming a U.S. citizen, people take an oath to be loyal to the country, obey its laws, and serve if needed. Question 73. What does the judicial branch do? A. Reviews laws. B. Writes laws. C. Enforces laws.
I think the answer is A. Reviews laws.
That's right. The judicial branch, led by the Supreme Court, reviews laws to ensure they follow the Constitution. Question 74. What is the supreme law of the land? A. The Declaration of Independence. B. The Constitution. C. The Articles of Confederation.
I think the answer is B. The Constitution.
Correct. The Constitution is the highest legal authority in the U.S. All other laws must follow its principles. Question 75. Under our Constitution, some powers belong to the federal government. What is one power of the federal government? A. To print money. B. To set school curriculum. C. To issue driver's licenses.
I think the answer is A. To print money.
That's right. Only the federal government can print and regulate money. States do not have this power. Mark, you're doing an incredible job. You're answering these questions so confidently now.
Thanks, Anne. I really feel like I'm getting ready for my test.
I have no doubt you'll pass. Let's keep up the good work and finish the rest soon.
100 Civics Questions 1 Easy Answers. 2008 version Civics Test. Part 6 to 76-90, U.S. Citizenship.
Anne and Mark are sitting in the living room this time, taking a break from the dining table. Mark has a Civics study app open on his phone, but he prefers Anne's method of practicing with flashcards. The sun is setting outside, casting a golden light through the window.
All right, Mark, we're getting really close to the finish line now. We've covered a lot and you've been doing great. Let's go through the next set of questions. Same format as always. I'll read the question, give you 3 choices, you pick the answer, and then I'll explain it.
Let's do it. I feel like I could take the test right now, but I want to make sure I really know everything.
Question 76. What ocean is on the east coast of the United States? A. The Pacific Ocean. B. The Atlantic Ocean. C. The Indian Ocean.
I think the answer is B. The Atlantic Ocean.
That's correct. The Atlantic Ocean borders the east coast of the U.S., touching states like New York, Florida, and Virginia. It's the second largest ocean in the world. Question 77. Name your U.S. representative. A. Answers depend on where you live. B. The Vice President. C. The Secretary of State.
I think the answer is A. Answers depend on where you live.
Right. Every state has multiple representatives in the House, depending on its population. You'll need to know who represents your district when you take the test. Question 78. Who vetoes bills? A. The President. B. Congress. C. The Supreme Court.
I think the answer is A. The President.
Correct. The President can veto a bill, meaning they reject it. However, Congress can override the veto with a 2/3 majority vote. Question 79. What group of people was taken to America and sold as slaves? A. Europeans. B. Africans. C. Native Americans.
I think the answer is B. Africans.
That's right. Millions of Africans were forcibly brought to the U.S. through the transatlantic slave trade. Slavery played a major role in U.S. history and was finally abolished with the 13th Amendment in 1865. Question 80. If the president can no longer serve, who becomes president? A. The Speaker of the House. B. The Vice President. C. The Chief Justice.
I think the answer is B. The Vice President.
Correct. If the president is unable to serve, the vice president takes over. This has happened several times in history, such as when Lyndon B. Johnson became president after John F. Kennedy's assassination. Question 81. What is one thing Benjamin Franklin is famous for? A. U.S. diplomat. B. First president. C. Writing the Declaration of Independence.
I think the answer is A. U.S. diplomat.
That's right. Benjamin Franklin was an important diplomat who helped secure France's support during the American Revolution. He was also an inventor, writer, and one of the founding fathers. Question 82. What is an amendment? A. A change to the Constitution. B. A law passed by Congress. C. A section of the Declaration of Independence.
I think the answer is A. A change to the Constitution.
Exactly. Amendments allow the Constitution to be updated. There are currently 27 amendments, including the Bill of Rights, which protects individual freedoms. Question 83. Under our Constitution, some powers belong to the states. What is one power of the states? A. To print money. B. To give a driver's license. C. To declare war.
I think the answer is B. To give a driver's license.
Correct. States control things like issuing driver's licenses, setting up schools, and managing police forces. The federal government, on the other hand, handles things like printing money and national defense. Question 84. Who was president during World War I? A. Franklin D. Roosevelt. B. Woodrow Wilson. C. Theodore Roosevelt.
I think the answer is B. Woodrow Wilson.
That's right. Woodrow Wilson led the U.S. through World War I, 1914 to 1918, and helped establish the League of Nations, which was the precursor to the United Nations. Question 85. What is the name of the Speaker of the House of Representatives now? A. Mike Johnson. B. Nancy Pelosi. C. Chuck Schumer.
I think the answer is A. Mike Johnson.
Correct. The Speaker of the House is the leader of the House of Representatives and is second in line for the presidency after the Vice President. Question 86. What do we call the first 10 amendments to the Constitution? A. The Articles of Confederation. B. The Bill of Rights. C. The Declaration of Independence.
I think the answer is B. The Bill of Rights.
That's right. The Bill of Rights guarantees fundamental freedoms like freedom of speech, religion, and the right to a fair trial. Question 87. What is the name of the Vice President of the United States now? A. Kamala Harris. B. J.D. Vance. C. Mike Pence.
I think the answer is B. J.D. Vance.
Correct. The Vice President is the second highest official in the executive branch and serves as the President of the Senate. Question 88. When is the last day you can send in federal income tax forms? A. January 1st. B. April 15th. C. December 31st.
I think the answer is B. April 15th.
That's right. Taxes are due on April 15th each year, unless the government extends the deadline. Question 89. What territory did the United States buy from France in 1803? A. Alaska. B. Louisiana. C. Texas.
I think the answer is B. Louisiana.
Correct. The Louisiana Purchase doubled the size of the U.S. and included land from 15 present-day states. It was one of the largest land deals in history. Question 90. The idea of self-government is in the first 3 words of the Constitution. What are these words? A. Life, liberty, happiness. B. We the people. C. United States Constitution.
I think the answer is B. We the people.
That's right. These words emphasize that the government gets its power from the people, not from a king or ruler. Mark, you are on fire. We're almost done with all 100 questions.
I can't believe it. I feel like I actually understand the history and government now, not just memorizing answers.
That's the goal. A couple more rounds, and you'll be completely ready for your test.
100 Civics Questions 1 Easy Answers. 2008 version Civics Test. Final. 91 to 100 plus 5, U.S. Citizenship.
Anne and Mark are in their living room, but this time there's a celebratory mood. A small American flag sits on the table, and Mark has a big smile on his face. He knows this is their last practice session before his naturalization test.
Mark, this is it, the final set of questions. We've gone through almost everything, and you've done an amazing job. Let's finish strong. As always, I'll read the question, give you 3 answer choices, and you pick the correct one. Then I'll explain why.
I can't believe we're already at the end. Let's do it. I'm ready.
Question 91. When do we celebrate Independence Day? A. July 4th. B. June 14th. C. September 17th.
I think the answer is A. July 4th.
That's correct. Independence Day marks the adoption of the Declaration of Independence on July 4th, 1776. It's celebrated with fireworks, parades, and patriotic events across the country. Question 92. What is the economic system in the United States? A. Market economy. B. Command economy. C. Mixed economy.
I think the answer is A. Market economy.
That's right. The U.S. has a market economy, meaning businesses operate with minimal government interference, and prices are determined by supply and demand. Question 93. What did the Emancipation Proclamation do? A. Gave women the right to vote. B. Freed the slaves. C. Ended the Great Depression.
I think the answer is B. Freed the slaves.
Correct. President Abraham Lincoln issued the Emancipation Proclamation in 1863, declaring that enslaved people in Confederate states were free. This was a major step toward ending slavery in the U.S. Question 94. Who is the Commander-in-Chief of the military? A. The Speaker of the House. B. The President. C. The Secretary of Defense.
I think the answer is B. The President.
That's right. The President is the Commander-in-Chief, meaning they have ultimate authority over the U.S. military. However, Congress has the power to declare war. Question 95. Name one war fought by the United States in the 1900s. A. World War II. B. The Civil War. C. The American Revolution.
I think the answer is A. World War II.
Correct. The U.S. fought in several wars in the 1900s, including World War I, World War II, the Korean War, and the Vietnam War. Question 96. Name one state that borders Mexico. A. California. B. Florida. C. Kansas.
I think the answer is A. California.
That's right. The U.S. shares a border with Mexico through 4 states: California, Arizona, New Mexico, and Texas. Question 97. Why does the flag have 50 stars? A, because there are 50 states. B, because of the 50 original colonies. C, because it was redesigned every 50 years.
I think the answer is A, because there are 50 states.
Correct. Each star on the U.S. flag represents one of the 50 states. As new states joined the Union, stars were added. Question 98. What did Susan B. Anthony do? A, fought for women's rights. B, wrote the Constitution. C, led the Civil War.
I think the answer is A, fought for women's rights.
That's right. Susan B. Anthony was a key leader in the women's suffrage movement. Thanks to her efforts, women gained the right to vote with the 19th Amendment in 1920. Question 99. Name two national U.S. holidays. A, New Year's Day, Christmas. B, Halloween, Valentine's Day. C, St. Patrick's Day, Columbus Day.
I think the answer is A, New Year's Day, Christmas.
Correct. These are both official federal holidays. Other major national holidays include Thanksgiving, Independence Day, and Labor Day. Question 100. What are two ways that Americans can participate in their democracy? A, vote and run for office. B, join the military and travel abroad. C, pay taxes and get a driver's license.
I think the answer is A, vote and run for office.
That's right. Voting is one of the most important responsibilities of a citizen, and running for office allows people to help shape the country's future. Since you're doing so well, let's go over a few extra questions. These won't be on your test, but they're good to know. Question 101. What is one right protected by the First Amendment? A, freedom of speech. B, right to own a car. C, free healthcare.
I think the answer is A, freedom of speech.
Correct. The First Amendment protects several freedoms, including speech, religion, press, assembly, and petition. Question 102. How many branches of government are there? A, 2, B, 3, C, 4.
I think the answer is B, 3.
That's right. The three branches, executive, legislative, and judicial, ensure that power is balanced and no one branch becomes too powerful. Question 103. Who is the current Secretary of State? A, Antony Blinken. B, Kamala Harris. C, Nancy Pelosi.
I think the answer is A, Antony Blinken.
Correct. The Secretary of State manages U.S. foreign affairs and works with leaders of other countries. Question 104. What does the President's Cabinet do? A, advises the President. B, declares war. C, writes the Constitution.
I think the answer is A, advises the President.
That's right. The Cabinet is made up of department heads like the Secretary of Defense and Attorney General, who help the President make decisions. Question 105. How many stars were on the original U.S. flag? A, 13. B, 25. C, 50.
I think the answer is A, 13.
Correct. The original flag had 13 stars representing the 13 original colonies. As new states were added, more stars were included. Mark, that's it, you did it, all 105 questions.
Wow, I can't believe we finished. I feel so ready for my test.
You should. You've worked hard, and I know you're going to pass with flying colors.
Thanks, Anne. I couldn't have done it without you. Now, let's celebrate.